Welcome in, everybody, to the LOS Champs channel, where we have Season 1 quarterfinals here. It is Rocket League action tonight. It is your boy, Cobra, and with me, Flash Pandy in the booth. Flash Pandy, how are you doing tonight?
Doing fantastic. Ready for some playoff Rocket League here on LOS Champs channel. We got two wonderful matches for you guys tonight, starting out in Tier 3B. In the 3v3 division in the East, but we start with Team Skyline Velocity and Erico. They made it here tonight, and they're at the same exact record, and it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, same exact record, but maybe a little bit of a difference in how they entered this round of play. I mean, looking at the previous matches, you'd expect, both of these teams, their higher seeds, to have an easier time getting to this point, but it was a little scary for the number 3 seed with Team Skyline Velocity. They had to go all the way to 7 against a really powerful number 14 seed in Team Ignition.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that Team Ignition played their top roster in that one, Skyline Velocity. I'm interested to see how that game went, but kind of having that little bit of a scare is gonna force them to kind of play a little bit better tonight, would be my guess. So Erico needs to be looking out because they are not 3 seed for nothing. They're gonna be putting out their best effort here tonight because this is arguably the closest matchup of the week, a 3 seed and a 6 seed. So Aircode got here in 5 games from last week over an 11 seed. Stay hydrated. So they had some really good success winning 4 games out of 5. So we're gonna see how these teams can square up tonight. And both these teams just looking to make it through tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And for on the side of Aircode, maybe seeing a little bit of a path to success, and maybe can take some key plays, some key notes of what happened in that previous series, and figure out how to really deconstruct this Team Skyline team. I mean, when you see gameplay like that, figuring out the strengths and weaknesses of a side. Maybe it is going through a best of 7 series, the ability to close out a game, the ability to stay mentally in it the entire time. It's not necessarily an easy feat for any of these squads.
Yeah, without a doubt, especially now that it's playoff Rocket League. It's kind of win or go home at this point. So it's kind of just you got to you got to play your cards the right way in every aspect of the game. You got 7 games to do it here tonight. And like you said, it's just kind of it's win or go home. These players are GC1, GC2, so they're going to know how to play around each other. Both teams are going to have to come out playing really hot really quickly, because when one team starts to get rolling really quickly, it's going to be hard to stop them. And as far as predictions go, I mean, Aircode, to be honest, Cobra, I think Aircode kind of has my number right now because they won it in 5 games over a higher seed team, Velocity. They struggled just a little bit more, having to make it here in 7, as we mentioned. So, I mean, as far as predictions goes, I'm going to take Aircode on this one. I want to take Aircode in 6 if I'm going to have to predict.
Error code in 6. All right, well, listen, I love an extended series here, but I'm going to go with the 3 seed. I'm going to consider the fact that, maybe it was a little bit of a wake-up call, and, who knows, it could have been the number 14 seed playing their best Rocket League. So, I will absolutely, kind of tick that off in my mind of, like, you're going up against a opponent that has proven its quality here, and I'm gonna say that they got something here to prove and why they are where they are. But it looks like we are ready to go down to the field. It looks like players are just getting settled in, but it should be an exciting match.
Yeah, without a doubt. We have 6 players, 6 threats on the field. Both teams looking to square up tonight. Game 1 begins. We have 5 minutes on the clock.
TSV starting early, double available. It will be home directly off the kickoff. And my, oh my, is that a way to start a series?
The sign of peace. Starting this game out with peace for TSV. A great goal to start that one off the kickoff. Aircode was not quite ready for this team, for these players to start out that quickly, but a great start for TSV.
Yeah, TSV rocking this kind of light blue or green, and right now they are absolutely bathing in the lights. The lights do not bother them at all. That is goal number 2.
That's a great start there. A little misread on the base wall from the defenders of Aircode. Maybe just starting out a little bit sluggish for these guys, as Only a couple ball touches to their name, but TSV, like you said, they are rolling right now off these kickoffs. Yet again, back to work off the kickoff. Ohm looking for another one there, as that's 2 shots really quickly to start this game, Cobra. These guys are on fire right now.
Absolutely, error code. Ducky Town Herd Plotzy, they're looking for the ball, and it feels like they've been put under so much pressure. It's only been 30 seconds, but for them, maybe feels like a lot more game has passed. But, with that being said, plenty of time to get back into it, maybe slow down the pace of play. But we haven't really seen their offense get going, and it will be another goal for TSV. Ohm yet again from downtown. We'll get it to go.
Yeah, you see 2 offenders there from Erico just trying to just cheat up a little bit high. That last rotation from Ducky was just pushed up a bit too far, and that's a great job by Ohm to recognize that the back end of the net was wide open, able to slot that thing right in and make it 3 for TSV.
Again,
Oh
on
my
the attack.
goodness.
Really dangerous look there as it just careens off the woodwork. Ohm stalking their prey, looking for another opportunity. Corner to the middle of the field. Shizo will be denied, and it feels like Ericode finally breaking through here. Can someone get an offensive opportunity?
That is the ultimate question. Loose ball in the midfield, covered up well by Ohm in defense there. So this ball just kind of leaking back out to the midfield. Town Hero just trying to find an angle on it. Not quite going to do that, but finally a clear for TSV. That was a good look for Aircode on offense. They had the defenders of TSV pushed back in their net, but they couldn't quite break that barrier just yet. The side wall being punished again by the TSV offense, headed back the other direction. Oh, maybe has a man to the midfield backboard. Not going to get it past Ploutzy as they have another chance. Headed back the other way for Aircode. Yet another chance. Big 50, but not going to get it past Shizo. Player coming in clutch on defense.
Yeah, TSV, I mean, they've been showing some really wonderful signs offensively, but they're getting it done on the defensive side as well. They're slowing down most of what error code is showing out, but, it's been a lot quieter, second minute of the game. I think, hopefully this error code squad is, starting to settle in, but that's not going to stop TSV from continuing to push their attack.
That's kind of like what we mentioned to start the series, is that at this high of a rank, it is hard to stop teams that get started going really quickly. There's another chance. The first one we've seen from TSV, I'd say in the last minute and a half or so, is Air Code, like you said, starting to get their feet set a little bit better. It's going to be Rizzy trying to take that ball, maybe playing a little bit of keep away from the offense of Aircode. There was a chance back to the midfield. You see them trying to formulate some passes now in between each other. Ducky maybe man to the midfield, but kind of lost it just a bit to the hands of TSV. Town Hero clear back out, maybe catches a rotator just a bit too high for TSV. Now right side wall, maybe has a man, but good job covering up by Town Hero. You see Erico just trying to get in front of those rotations that they struggled to do to start the game. There you go, caught in the net just a little bit, and it'll be Shizo to catch them out. It'll be 4 goals for TSV.
TSV right now, relentless. They are absolutely dominating that midfield, kind of 3/4 to the way of the net, where they're basically able to continue to cycle on through, continue to dominate some of these challenges in error code. They have to find a way to safely get out of their own side. They're not quite finding those clearances, and it's TSV that continually find opportunities and keep on diving towards the net. Shizo yet again will find a goal. It's 5, and now it's looking a little ugly out there.
Yeah, Aircode seems to really be struggling to keep this ball out of their midfield right now. They're doing a good job initially in the neutral zone, is keeping this ball to the side walls, but it seems like once this ball is moved into their half, TSV is having no problem getting this ball straight to the midfield to another shooter. And once that happens, it seems like it's just too late and this ball straight into the back of their net.
Right now, error code, maybe just hoping for a quiet minute 38. I mean, they're
Yeah.
just looking to kind of, stabilize, close the wounds. I don't think, victory in this game, number one, is something that is attainable, especially not when you're down by 6. Shizo will get the hat trick and, a little bit of help from the side of error code, but, they need to just stabilize, need to prove that the defense is something that can hold. Otherwise, they won't be able to move forward.
Yeah, I definitely think they just aren't quite warmed up yet. TSV, I'd say they've had a pretty comfortable warm-up going into tonight, especially after taking a 14 seed to 7 games. They're not going to want to let that happen again. It seems like they're pretty ready to go tonight, catching Error Code kind of a little bit relaxed, a little bit too much to start this series, but I definitely think that Aircode has shown the success this entire season, especially coming into tonight as a 6 seed with a very strong record. So definitely think we have not seen the best of Aircode in this game. They just aren't quite warmed up yet.
1 minute remaining, and still some opportunities here for Aircode to connect, start just working towards getting a consistent play here. But Rizzy up top won't be marked, and that was a backboard. And right now the backboard is pretty available here for TSV. They've made good use of it for most of their goals, but I think Aircode, they have to get a little bit more consistent on those touches above the crossbar. Otherwise, it'll keep getting used and abused here by TSV.
TSV, and back in their own right now, are just kind of pressed a little bit. You see TSV now kind of, instead of pressing on offense, it seems like Aircode's starting to make a little bit of an impression on the offensive end, but it just seems like they can't quite, again, break that seal that they're looking to do right now. 10 seconds to go. This game ultimately will go in the way of TSV. That's almost a great shot from Rizzy, as that's definitely a very commanding win to start this series that TSV needed, especially after a Game 7 from last week. The momentum 100% in their direction as of right now, but Aircode, like we said, they had a quiet last minute and a half, so maybe a little bit of momentum headed back the other way.
Yeah, so I mean, again, I think there were moments of peace and calm on the side of Aircode, where took a little bit of time to actually maybe settle down, and really like the possession felt like they were back and forth on the possession. They I believe had a few more demos, but they weren't dominating on the shots. They were leaving open a ton of passing lanes. I mean, TSV, multiple assists, 4 assists on their 6 goals. So right now, TSV have found a way to pick apart this squad. And Aircode, it's a full reset. You throw away game 1, you don't even worry about it, and you just got to keep your head down and keep trucking.
Yeah, and I think we see a couple players maybe making a car change in between this one, trying to get the mojo changed just a little bit. They just, as soon as that ball dropped at the end, they were ready. They're in the garage picking out a new vehicle to bring out for this game 2. They just want a mental refresher. They want to get that 6-0 out of their head. But if you're TSV, you want to roll with that pressure that you just brought out. I mean, 6 goals to nothing in a first game series, that's probably as good as you can get as far as momentum to start the series. So, I mean, Skyline Velocity is going to want to take that and run with it as much as they can. But again, if you're Aircode, you want to activate the backboard just a little bit more. On defense, you want to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings, maybe stacking a little bit too much in front of your net. But it ultimately comes down to capitalizing on mistakes. TSV did a fantastic job of that. You see Aircode starting out this game 2 with a little bit of physicality to start it. We'll see how that can change for him.
Yeah, I'd love to see him lean into the play, but they need that follow-up. They need the belief that demo is going to come through, because they need the follow-up shooter present as well. Shizo, a little bit of work and a lot of respect paid to the player. They're giving a lot of space. Rizzy, backboard, will lay it off. And dangerous spot there for TSV. They'll have to rush back quickly. As Town Hero will play it off the backboard, causes multiple players to go. Ploutzy, goal? No, not quite. Follow-up will be there as Town Hero will open up the scoring in game 2.
They finally get one on the board, and it's to start the second game. TSV still blanked in the first 54 seconds, or 44 seconds, that is. Town Hero, a great job going low on the defender. I believe that last defender for TSV thought they were going to go high. Great placement on the shot. Great job starting the play to use the backboard there. As we mentioned, that's a mechanic that needs to be utilized. They're starting out pretty fresh.
Absolutely, and I think of making the best of a mistake on TSV side, kind of overstepping their bounds there, maybe pulling all their defenses, thinking that they're going to get easy goals here. It's going to be as clean as game number 1, but Aircode trying to make this a little bit more difficult here and get something on these transition plays.
So there's a good clearance touch there. They're trying to find some space between their teammates, maybe just trying to give each other enough space to work instead of crowding up the space just a little bit. You see Town Hero there to dump and chase that one back to the corner. Platzi can't quite get a touch, going to force Ducky into an awkward position, but the lack of an attacker for TSV will give them some space to work with. Ball back to the midfield. Rizzy, sidewall touch maybe to a teammate, but a big demo will defuse that play and give Aircode again another chance on offense. Overcommit last man back, but Rizzy with the respawn there. Enough space to work with to get it sent back out. Pretty quiet here in the second minute of the game after that first goal, Cobra, as both teams are just trying to find their place right now. The neutral field is being dominated by both teams.
Yeah, absolutely, and something I'm starting to notice as well. We've said that Aerocode, were leading with those demos. I think they've tried to bring the physical game here. I do think that it's TSV that are trying to install that as well, but a wonderful backboard read, the double tap, and that is about as well placed as you could want there, just beneath the bar. That is equal here for these teams.
Flip it and ship it. If you are Shizo, that was an absolutely beautiful double tap. That one's going to have to go in the highlight reel as the TSV will tie it up on an absolute beauty. Erico just has to sit there and watch and just give it a little nice shot in the chat because there's nothing you can do about that one. Team's now back to tied, a threatening shot used to the backboard as you see both defenders up to chase it, and that's another example of TSV abusing the backboard. Erico still doesn't have the answer up top.
Yeah, I mean, they're caught. It's so much danger there, and I think Aerocode, they know exactly what's going to happen. They know it's something that TSV is looking for now, but they're just not able to get one up, and because they don't trust the person in front, they're sending multiple players and double committing, which is making the situation worse. They are going to get that one back off the kickoff. Ducky will just, poke that one towards the net. It will go through, but now looking to move forward. They have to defend as well as they're shooting the ball here.
Yeah, and it's a good response there off the kickoff, but you just have to consider how quickly these players are able to kind of recover back into position. You saw there with that second goal from TSV. They're just sending it up to the backboard, and both defenders for Aerocode were diving on it, but despite that, a nice little third goal for Aerocode off the kickoff, and they're working pretty quick.
Yeah, I think just a really slow rotation here for TSV, and Aerocode absolutely do not stop. They are full go, pedal to the metal, and if they can find maybe a little bit of a weakness here early in some of these developing plays off the kickoff, they do not look like they're going to stop, and they don't want to give up one here, as Sound Hero will stop that one. I really don't think Aerocode wants this to go to a shootout. I don't think that's the kind of game that they want to play. I think TSV, may welcome that, especially with the 6-goal start here, but Aerocode, I think they want this to be a little bit more of a controlled game, a controlled series here.
That's especially because of how many beautiful goals we've seen so far from Skyline Velocity, especially utilizing that backboard, that double tap to start the game from Shizo. But, I mean, it's just been a shot flurry from TSV. It has been pretty much stopped so far in this game as we see a fourth goal. What happened to the defenders from TSV? I think I saw a bump on the right side, but still a wide open net. Plenty enough space for Erico to work with.
That is, I mean, Ohm just turns away from the play, gets that mid boost. Maybe thinking that their teammate had something more to that play, that they were going to stick with it, and they just, I mean, basically everyone just spreads out to the corners. The floor is lava, and no one wanted to be anywhere near it. A little bit of a head scratcher there, but for Aerocode, they will take it. They have a little bit of a buffer here, and playing a much more controlled game number 2.
Yeah, it seems like they're finally starting to get warmed up a little bit. That first game just kind of, like we said, they just needed to kind of get that out of the back of their head, because that's an easy one to pin to your brain and just kind of bring the mojo down for the rest of the series. But it seems like they're starting to forget about that one now. Now 4 goals to their name, to a 2 on the opposition midfield pass, almost going to get there, but the save back to the right side. But like you said, it seems like Aerocode is finally able to just kind of get their feet set and play their game.
50 seconds on the clock here, and TSV, they don't want a repeat of last week. I mean, no one really wants an extended series if you can finish it. If you believe you could finish it earlier, so, maybe wanting to work on some of these inconsistencies here. They know they have the ability to score, but they have to make sure that anytime they're moving downfield, they are not overcooking it. Opportunity there will be deflected away. Ducky should get the clearance here and will be able to chase. Challenge there to the back wall. Home has that covered. Will have Rizzy downfield. Redirect, not quite gonna have the pace. Have to score here and have hope for something on the kickoff, but I believe time is gonna be against them here. It should be all she wrote for game number 2.
Much better game. They're going to get a 5th one for the road, headed to the next lobby, but that's a great reset from Ericode, one that they much needed here in this best of 7. And Ducky to finish that one off, the MVP for this game with 3 goals to kind of facilitate this team into a more comfortable position, one that definitely has been much more threatening for Skyline Velocity in this one. And Ericode just kind of much fresher in this one. It's going down in game 1 by 6 goals. They go up by 3 in game 2, and we head to game 3 in a pretty even series.
Yeah, honestly, I think this was one of those games where Ericode, they were doing a multiple things right, where they started to kind of get maybe in the head of TSV. Where earlier I was trying to mention, they were demoing pretty well, and you could tell that TSV was like, "Oh, you're gonna demo us? We're gonna try and do that to you." And all of a sudden, they started to maybe overextend on a few of their rotations back, where they were just a little bit later because they were taking that extra, second or two to go after a player. And Ericode seemed to have no issues with dealing with that. So, TSV, maybe this is a little bit of a reason why we saw earlier that their game went to 7. Maybe some of these little inconsistencies getting away from, I believe, their preferred play style of this kind of air raid offense, go to the backboard, keep it high and clean. If they get away from that, this is the result that could happen.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think that first game kind of went to their head a little bit. It's very easy to win 6-0 in the first game of the series and think, oh, this is going to be a breeze. But in playoffs, that's not going to be the case. Both these teams are here for a reason, and they aren't just going to go up that easily. Game 1 is just a warm-up game sometimes for 2 teams, and I think that's just kind of what that case was. And I think sometimes, like I said, it's too easy to kind of let a win like that get to your head and get yourself a little overconfident. I think that's kind of what happened here in TSV. But I'd like to point out that the backboard for Ericode's defense was still a problem, still an opening for TSV, and I think they're still going to try and punish that in this game.
Absolutely agreed there. Well, start of a new game evens out the series, and that's a dangerous ball into the middle of the field, and Shizo will not let that one go to waste. Maybe just a little too focused on the immediate challenge and looked for a teammate and found their opponent.
Absolutely burying that shot from the midfield. Shizo doing plenty enough of a job, and I'd like to credit Rizzy and Ohm there on the right side of the field to force that defender just to throw it out of nowhere into no man's land, ready for that ball. Pretty much a hospital pass straight to the back of the net to start the game.
Ericode on the back foot. We'll be looking to kind of correct that here. Cloudsy again loses that one. We'll give it up. Backboard is open. I don't think there's a shooter immediately available for now. Demo here on Ducky. We'll stop the attack. We'll be back to TSV. Sending that to the quarter. Ohm 50 here. Middle of the field. Not a ton of boost for anybody on the side of Ericode. It's a little bit dangerous, but maybe a breath of fresh air. Town Hero will just do it themselves. They got the squad covered. And a goal here to equalize it here for Ericode.
That's great field vision there by Town Hero. They recognized that they could have just taken the 50, but they had a chance at the net, so they decided to deflect it low past the defender that was pre-jumped and slot it right to the back of the net. Great job. Plenty of speed for that ball to work with. They just get it done there and tie this game.
I mean, if you're Ericode, those are the plays that you really love to see. Just some of those individual efforts, covering for your teammates. I mean, they were in a pretty rough spot in terms of boost. I don't know how much longer they would have really been able to hold out if they got stuck there. But just one play is all you need to find a goal, and they're starting to find those opportunities more and more often.
You see some demos coming out from TSV. It's going to be plenty enough to work with. Shizo credited with the goal, but the demo in the corner was plenty enough to open the way. Ericode just couldn't quite find the answer at the demo, and TSV will take a goal lead.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really tough timing there. I mean, Town Hero is in the corner where that demo happens, and as they're flipping towards the ball, their teammate explodes behind them. I'm sure they would have made a different choice if they knew what the carnage that was going on behind, but unfortunately, just the spacing didn't quite work out for him. Shot here, though, will even it up, and Ericode, they're coming up with these responses quicker and quicker here, and just maybe an errant touch there by Ohm and an immediate response.
That That is the key to success in these kinds of series, is taking advantage of loose balls and mistakes. We have now seen one from each team, kind of loose balls back to the midfield after an error touch, straight to the midfield, no pun intended, but Ericode, great job jumping on that one to get this game tied. But I'd like to point out the kind of flip of the script that we have seen in the playstyle of both of these teams, and at least their shooting playstyle. TSV in this game, and their script in the entire series, has been those flashy shots, those goals that have been really creative to find the back of the net in different ways. And I feel like this game has been error code doing that, and TSV has been getting physical, and kind of that playstyle that error code has come out with, just getting physical, trying to find those interruptions in the front of the net and forcing those really embarrassing mistakes into that bump, just trying to get it done there again. But Ohm is able to just survive past that one. Another chance for the error code offense headed back the other direction for the TSV offense, but still, both teams still locked in here, 2-2 scoreline with just about 2 minutes to go.
Ducky buys a little bit of time for their teammates. We'll probably have to let that one go. Nice pass in the midfield. Bouncy off the back wall. Any follow-up? No, not quite. Rizzy will buy some time. Has Shizo running as a wingman for a moment. Now look for something central. Nothing there in the corner. But right now, Ohm will at least buy a little bit more time. I think, we're starting to see more and more of these touches from TSV going to the corner, but not quite getting into a shootable position here.
See, the bumps are just coming out for TSV right now. They're just trying to find those angles. They're trying to find those shots, but there it is. Another bump rack in the way of error code. They got sick of being bullied. They just do it back to them themselves, and error code with a beautiful shot there. That's Ploutsy with the goal. Beats out that last defender. Ohm was caught cheating out of the net. Error code will take a lead here.
Yeah, some close quarters battles here, and you have to be so precise, so precisive in, precise in those moments, and for Erico to be absolutely free and willing to pull the trigger on that one, that is wonderful to see. And Ploutsy will not stop there. We'll get a fourth goal, and again, this little bit of a buffer, taking that first touch and being able to follow. No one there from TSV to stop it.
I love the mind games there from Ploutsy. I don't know if they intended on doing this, but that touch, the initial dribble, they didn't use any boost, which made me think, personally, that they didn't have any boost left in the tank. So I think that's what Ohm was caught thinking on the backboard, thinking, oh, I had plenty of time to work with this ball on the backboard. And they were like, no, I've got plenty of boost, and slams it right back in after just making them think they have nothing. So those little mind games are what's going to take them to victory here. Erico definitely showing out to be the team that's a little bit more ready to go here in this one. But as I say that, caster curse imminent. Rizzy is there to spoil the party and make it 3 goals for TSV.
I mean, talk about goals coming from unexpected situations. That was TSV all bunched up in the corner. Rizzy has absolutely no boost, trying to just buy a little bit of time. The challenge goes their way as they get that secondary touch from the underside of their car and chips the keeper. And they put themselves in a really good position in the final minute here, but can they keep it going, or will error code look to finish them off?
48 seconds will be the answer to that question. That ball leaks back to the midfield for the error code offense. Advancing that one is Ploutsy. It's going to be a dangerous ball to the midfield. Town here there to touch it. Not quite going to get one there. They actually almost got another one on the way out. But now a 50. Looking for one. Ducky's there for the goal, and it'll be 5 goals for error code. They've got this one pretty much locked up here.
Yeah, it felt a little bit awkward, and just the tiniest amount of space there. And Ducky quick to it, noticing their opportunity, and they strike that one quick. It will be, again, the buffer for error code, and I feel like this is, probably error code's bread and butter is, getting this kind of lead where they're able to, respond from something, and, it defends them from goals like this where, TSV, they're able to respond, still down by 1, but that is a shot to remember.
What a pass there from Rizzy, getting that little pinch 50 off the wall. They baited out Town Hero from the net, thinking this ball isn't going to go far, but they went right back over their head, opened the net wide up to bait the defender out. That's just a great job, just to pound the back of the net there. Ohm just off the kickoff, trying to get one back the other direction. Town Hero, way to stand tall in front of your net to keep this lead going for your team. Oh my goodness, what a play for error code to make it 6. Great response off the kickoff.
I mean, we were talking about one side's backboard defense, but that is error code exploring that option and really exploiting it as well. I mean, that's probably a really tough look, especially from the position where the defender was. Should be enough time killed and enough of a buffer to see Error Code winning game number 3. But hey, what a response here. I mean, you talked about it a little bit earlier, how the script has kind of changed and flipped, where it's all of a sudden Error Code coming up with these fantastic shots. Ploutzy with a hat trick, 2 for Ducky, 1 for Town Hero. But these goals are absolutely insane. And, Skyline kind of taking advantage of some infield passes. They're really having to work for the goals here.
Yeah, and I definitely think that that Skyline is just kind of shell-shocked right now. They take the first game 6-0, the next 2 back in the other way by 2 or more goals, and Air Code just kind of like, yeah, this is what we came here to play tonight. TSV with that first game was kind of tricked in a way. They kind of thought that this was going to be a breeze. I kind of mentioned that at the beginning of this game, but Air Code is just out. They're playing their game. They're putting offense on the net in this game, the 8 shots in comparison to a TSV 6. Still pretty even scoreline as far as shots goes, but definitely the more creative offense, the harder to stop offense is in favor of Error Code right now. Still some mistakes in the back end. That's what TSV has done a great job of recovering on, but I'm not quite convinced as of game 3 now, the last 2 games, that TSV has the creative mindset to find those goals, to find those plays that are interrupting this Error Code defense.
Well, I think that the thing that I really want to look forward here to from Velocity is I think they really need to take a look at the players that are doing some shadow defense. I'm noticing that they're giving and affording a lot of space to Error Code, and I think they really have to put a little bit more pressure on those players, because there's just a lot of space that Error Code is now starting to take up. And the more and more danger that Error Code is presenting, the more and more space that TSV are allowing them to kind of eat up here. So I'm looking for a little bit of an adjustment here. They have to get some more presence on the ball. Otherwise, Ducky will find another one here. Follow up for Town Hero will make it good to go. And exactly kind of what I'm saying here, that's a lot of space. Ohm can't quite close it out, and Shizo, I mean, you're between a rock and a hard place. Where are you going to put that? You have to avoid the demo, and it just cannot do it all.
Yeah, that is a textbook play from Ducky to get the flick on the net, specifically where the defender is ready to defend it. They can't put the ball anywhere else. If you put it anywhere to the left or right, they can deflect it back to either corner, but putting it right on top of their head forces them to put it right back to the midfield. And the bump to boot, almost another beautiful play for Error Code that just goes to show that they are ready to play, that they are making those creative plays that are just getting in the head of TSV, that they just can't quite stop yet. You see another high rotation there. It just seems like they're cheating up too far whenever the ball is in their offensive zone, which opens up the back end of the field, plenty enough space for Error Code to work with, and it seems like they're just playing aggressive in the wrong times right now. Yeah. Whenever the ball is pressing, whenever there's a counterattack back towards their defensive end, it seems like they're just letting them bring it into their hands, and Error Code is just taking advantage of that, and they're just working and running with it. But when the ball is, they're starting their offensive attack on TSV, it just seems like they're just pushing up way too high and allowing it clear on the back end. That's another example of it. The net was wide open, 2 defenders in front of it, and Error Code is able to slide in the back end. Town Hero with 2 goals.
I'm really trying to figure out what the defensive line was doing there, because I mean, I think they're really anticipating things to go their way. I think the read has just been a little bit off, but that's a clear challenge opportunity in the corner, and they're getting caught leaving their lines just a little bit early to try and start that attack. They really want to, I don't think they feel very comfortable, defending on this green side of the half.
And I think right now what they're doing is I think they're kind of in panic mode right now. They see that that first game, they're trying to find what was successful in the first game. They're trying to just think back. They lost their train of thought almost, like what happened, what worked in game 1, and they're trying to, seems like they're trying to reset to that right now, and they just can't quite find it. And that is the beauty of this game and teams at this level. is that whenever you give up a game such as game 1, a 6-0 loss, they're going to adapt to what they did wrong. They're going to adapt to the play style that TSV presented in game 1, and they're not going to let it work again. And that's exactly what Aircode has been doing right now. 2 goals to show for their name right now, and only conceding 2 shots and 0 goals here in game 4.
Few demos coming out here as we go past the halfway mark here. 2 minutes and 10 seconds now on the clock, and for TSV, they're going to be searching for all the answers and kind of looking for some offensive inspiration. But Aircode working their way through, finds a pass. It will be Floutzy with a huge challenge, and the pass to Ducky, and Ducky has been absolutely automatic with some of these infield passes.
Floutzy started that play, faking 2 players from TSV. You saw Rizzy playing just a bit too far, again, allowing enough space in the net. But honestly, that pass from Floutzy, the shot from Ducky, unsavable.
Yeah. And they keep finding themselves in these great positions here. And, you know, it's almost like I thought they were going to be a team that, you know, just takes what the defense gives them, you know, not too flashy, but now they are doing so much work to create opportunities. They're forcing openings and forcing TSV back further and further and further, kind of hiding in their defensive side. But Aircode, 3-goal lead, a little bit more that they have to defend, but they are on their way.
Still more offense for Aircode, looking for some more success in this one. Still a minute 14 to go. This is going to be 3 goals needed for TSV. There's some backboard defense from Aircode. Again, just that adaptation from a team that just had major flaws in game 1, starting to close those gaps that they need to just move further and further, move closer and closer, that is, to taking this series. That shot just by the wayside. Another chance for to the midfield, but once again, the coverage from the Aircode defense plenty enough. Floutzy just trying to find the right side of the net, but it's not going to get past Rizzy as they just try to get something going for their team. Here's a fake pass, 1 dribble. Not going to go past Town Hero. As you see, these defenders for Aircode are standing strong in their game and getting those booming clears that they need to kill the clock.
And they're feeling real comfortable right now, and Ducky, yet another shot pinged away by the defense. Rizzy could find something, but just a little bit too direct, and you're starting to really feel it here from TSV. There's a scoring drought. I think they feel it. I think everyone that's watching kind of has a feeling. It's like TSV has not scored in a while. We haven't seen them break through, and it doesn't look like even if they do break through here, it's going to change the game score. It's going to change the series.
Yeah, Town Hero just looking to kill this clock out. TSV just trying to get something to go in this game. It's going to be Aircode is going to take this game, force a series point chance for a TSV. Aircode in a beautiful position, blanking the team that shut them out in the first game. Now 3 games to go, 3 games in a row, 3 wins in a row for Aircode, and we might see a sub here for TSV.
Yeah, I was about to say, I just saw that. I'm trying to think of what the change is going to bring, because typically, I mean, when you see subs in this position, I mean, this is, you know, final moments. You're on your final life here, and you know, I understand that some teams feel really comfortable with subs, but what is it that you're looking for in the sub? What does the sub, you know, change about the team chemistry, the team dynamic? Are they looking for something a little bit more defensive here in terms of slowing down what Aircode is bringing? Is a player not feeling comfortable? It looks like will be the one stepping out, watching from the sidelines for the remainder. But it's a curious gamble. I mean, at this point, I understand that maybe they need a little bit of a gamble to get things rolling here.
And you have to consider sometimes, too, it's sometimes getting a new face into the match is a little bit of a refresher for a team. I don't quite know this player as much as the other 3 that we have seen in these first 4 games, so I'm interested to see how these play styles can work around each other. It's going to be Infect Logic coming in for Team Skyline Velocity. We'll see how they can change up the pace just a little bit, maybe to get something back headed in their direction as far as momentum goes. But Aircode, if you're them, you're not going to want to stop anything. Yep. But there's a start. Super Sub scores in 5 seconds.
I mean, if it's just that easy, like, yeah, you should have made the move, you know, 2 matches ago. But you know, in all seriousness, I mean, that's a great start for the player. Literally, their first touch turns to gold. You gotta love it. But TSV, I mean, really needed it. It's been a while since we've actually seen them score, and they score immediately with the subs. Going to be tested defensively here, and will be quick to it. And again, they're going to be very quickly tested. Ducky shot going to be likely away. Will be denied, and I have a very spicy 30 seconds of gameplay already. Excited to see what we have for the rest of it.
The ball has been in the extreme end of both ends of the field so far. I'd say mostly the last 30 seconds has been in favor of Aerocode's offense so far, Cobra, as we finally see a clear. Headed back the other way, big clear, big pass to the midfield on the mark. Shizo there to make it 2 for TSV.
That is a gorgeous pass and a good read of the play as well. I mean, Shizo is already in that spot because they know the interception is coming. They know that pass is going to be exactly where they want him. And that's been something that's been a little bit lackluster for the past couple of games for TSV. They're starting to find it. In fact, Logic straight down for Downsky. And my oh my is TSV back.
This is the player to change the script for this team in blue. It's Infect. Logic is the one to bring it in. 100% goal shooting in this game, 2 for 2 in the first 46 seconds, Cobra. 3 goals is exactly what they needed. They hadn't scored in 7 minutes, and now they score 3 in 50 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely astounding here. And Cloudsy almost creating a clip there, but it will be denied. In fact, Logic to Rizzy. Rizzy shot! It will be a goal, and again, in fact, Logic, a really wonderful chip here, gets past the defender. Rizzy will put it away, and what am I witnessing here, Pandy?
This might be the greatest turnaround in the history of sub Rocket League. I mean, seriously, in fact, Logic is just the one to change the script for this team. It's just went from a slow, sluggish team that we hadn't seen the entire series, slowly getting worse since that second game started. And now we're just right back to game 1 TSV.
Yeah, I mean, this is, as good of a pick-me-up as you can get.
Right.
Cloudsy in a good area, trying to get the redirect, won't happen, and the follow-up shot, not going to have enough as well. In fact, Logic off the backboard, should have a follow-up there. Rizzy just a little bit high. Shizo won't give up on it just yet, but it will be the end of that attack here for TSV. Backboard for Aeroco, and they want a little bit of something here, as that one won't go in. Multiple demos as they're really trying to force an opening. Town Hero to the corner, takes one as they go. Ducky to Plotsy finally breaks through. And it felt like that one was, a long time coming.
Yeah, I think we played ping pong off the sidewall probably 3 or 4 times in this one. An absolute banger of a play to utilize that corner wall. TSV just couldn't quite find it. It took Aircode 4 times getting that pass to the midfield to finally strike. That's a great job by Aircode, just recognizing that TSV couldn't quite read that touch yet. Plotsy off the kickoff, maybe trying to get back one back for Aircode, that is. But again, you see the TSV defenders looking fresh, looking better in this one so far. Big 50 for Rizzy, but good back rotation from Plotsy to keep that ball out. Ducky, a deflection to the backboard for Aircode, and now that they're finally on the board, it seems like they're set a little bit. The TSV is still playing really quick.
Logic looking for the pass there, won't be able to get it. On the back wall, Rizzy should have 50. We'll try to keep it around, and now Ducky, a little bit of space to work with. We'll try and go up. Down pass, Ploutsy's shot just going to be a little bit away, but you can see the workings of a wonderful passing play, and I love to see that Aircode continuing to go for those opportunities here.
Yeah, it seems like they're just continuing with that success that they had in the last 2 games, the last 3 games, in fact. But TSV still trying to place Aircode in that chokehold that they have in the first minute of this game so far. Rizzy maybe trying to find some more pressure from the midfield, but good coverage there from Town Hero. Ducky to beat that last defender, but Shizo is going to be there on the coverage of the near post. I don't think that ball is going in anyways, but here's another threatening position to put this ball in. But Rizzy again, Town Hero just couldn't quite reach it in time, but Shizo, you see, maybe going for some demos, getting physical here is in fact Logic. Again, the player to turn this team around, still sitting atop the leaderboard, still facilitating this team into a more comfortable position. The fake not going to be good enough to get past Shizo, as the TSV looking much more comfortable right now.
Yeah, I mean, it truly has been a different look here, and that one is going to go in as well. Shizo will get it from a long distance away, as doesn't quite get to the near post. A really good look, and Aircode now just got to start throwing things at the wall, see what sticks. They have to, now make an adjustment to figure out what has happened with TSV. Where is this evolution that has been so quick come from?
They have done it once, and now they have to do it again. TSV has come out like a cannon in 2 games now in this series. It's just Aircode. They've shown us that they know how to respond to a big game like this. They did it in game 1, moving on into game 2, and they took 3 games in a row from it. But we also see on the other side of the coin, it took TSV 3 games to figure out what Aircode was doing. But there's a goal from Cloudsy. There's still time on the clock, 55 seconds.
Yeah, definitely some moments here. In fact, Logic had absolutely nothing in the tank there, so not able to catch up to that one. But, definitely some moments here. And, let's see if Aircode, they're looking to close this one out. I mean, you can kind of absolutely play, like, out of your mind Rocket League here. You have nothing to lose at this point. You have multiple lives to play with, so you might as well try to do something crazy. See if you can cause some chaos in this game number 5. Right now, 55 seconds left. TSV looking for another goal. We'll fake it down. In fact, Logic will get a shot, but blocked away. We'll have to play it back to their teammate, and they will do so.
In fact, Logic still trying to continue. What a catch there in the front of the field from Shizo. Just trying to throw at the defenders, but that's a great job by Aircode defense to just hold their feet in the mud and stick strong on that save. But still, it's not really going to matter here as we will go on to a game 6. My prediction is still valid here. As I said, Aircode would be in 6 games, but they're still going to continue to want this one looking much better for TSV moving on into game 6. A 5-2 victory, and the momentum has turned back. The coin has flipped, and it's TSV on the offensive.
Yeah, in fact, Logic, more like inject hope, bringing hope to this squad. And, I mean, an immediate change, an immediate impact, multiple goals, the assist as well. I mean, it is absolutely a insane thing that we've seen here from this player, and I wonder if it's just a confidence thing, because that feels like what TSV should be doing. We just haven't seen it consistently, and now we're getting back to exactly what they should be.
Definitely what they should be. What they showed us in game 1 is now what they showed us in the first minute of game 5. But we now move to game 6 here at Manfield Night, looking for a turnaround for TSV to continue this one. Aircode just trying to end this one here and now in the 6th game. TSV, I will say, was held to a goal in the final 4 minutes of last game. Aircode looked at a little bit fresher, but still, it was TSV with a lot of the pressure that entire 5 minutes, despite the fact that Aircode had a couple looks at the net in the other direction. But a great pass in the midfield is going to throw off the defenders for Aircode, but still plenty of room to work with for Ducky. Some pressure put back the other way, but in fact, Logic still the puzzle piece to turn this team on, to activate TSV back into a winning mindset. Still there for the save again. Another midfield pass there. Shizo to keep it out of the net. Flouty, another shot. Not quite strong enough to get it past Shizo. That's 2 saves again for TSV and some pressure to start the game for Aircode.
Yeah, right now we're getting some coast-to-coast play. I think both of these teams, willing to play this one out. In fact, Logic trying to get the quick shot off the read. Rizzy to follow it up. Going to be denied, and I feel like we're going to get the best of both worlds. The offense still humming for both of these sides, but now defense is paramount in these moments. You don't want to get down big in a game like this.
What a pass, what a shot back to the midfield after the demo from Town Here. You see them, they've been playing physical these last 4 games. Town Here has been just trying to get as many demos, as many bumps as possible, but it hasn't really been affecting TSV all that much. It's like a healing fabric. As soon as you poke a hole in it, it just seems to mesh back together. TSV is looking still really fresh. You see there another bump attempt from Cloudsy, not going to do really much of anything, but Town Hero just going to put a shot to the backboard. Dangerous positioning, but still no attacker for Erico. There's one for Cloudsy. Town Hero back to the midfield. Has a pass, has a man, and what a play to start the game for Erico. It'll be 1-0.
What a selfless pass there. Town Hero, I think initially most players are like, shoot that, get up and put that on net. But no, they consider the extra pass. They know that their teammate is going to be over their right shoulder, and they lay it off. I mean, that is absolutely gorgeous.
They were waiting for that pass. Communications was beautiful on that play for error code. It's so easy just to say, take it, this is your play, but no, they're wanting to win this series. They're wanting to find those creative plays and make these things happen. Another one to the midfield, but good coverage by Rizzy in the net. Ducky trying to find one, but as a defender to get over is going to actually force that ball to just a bit high. Flouncy maybe back to the right side. Maybe a little dump and chase action for Ducky here on the right side. You see TSV just trying to figure something out, trying to get a clear, headed back the other way. Town Hero, what a shot, buries it from the neutral zone of the field on the top of the box. It'll be 2 goals for Eric Code.
Yeah, I mean, this is just enough space, and now Town Hero will take that shot, recognizes no one to pass to there. It is just you and you alone, and they'll absolutely laser that one into the net. A little bit of a buffer here, and Aerocode have not given up on these plays, and it will be Ducky. Again, from a distance, I don't know how they continually hit these kind of plays off the kickoff. I mean, the accuracy from a distance gets a little bit of a deflection, but not enough to see that one away.
An absolute missile from Ducky from the right side. Those are 3 shots that have been really incredibly hard to save. But ultimately, Aerocode still with the 3-goal lead. That's definitely the start they wanted in this one. I say start, but we've been going for 3 minutes here, Cobra, in game 6. Another midfield pass. There's Ducky, not quite going to get it there on the right post. So they've been trying to set those up this entire game. I would like to point out, as I would unfortunately have to point out, is that the defense from TSV has been pretty open in front of the net. That's kind of the script that we saw in the second 3 games of the series, games 2, 3, and 4, is how they rotated just a bit high. So it seems like that's 2 games in a row now that they have won and left the net open in the following game, as they seem to play a little bit too confident on the offensive end, but I can't take away from those beautiful plays that are being made. Oh my goodness, what a dodge from Infect Logic to keep their team alive right now.
Yeah, I mean, right now they need absolutely everything here, and they have to find a way to break out of this side. They're getting locked in. The midfield is really cycling well, and they're really bunched. So Infect Logic is just going to try and buy some time. Double commit here. Shizo has to get this one on target, but deflected away by Ducky. It's a minute and change here. It's not a ton of time, but definitely could be something here for TSV if they can get a hold of the ball.
Yeah, it's just monkey in the middle right now for Erico. They're just putting a flurry of shots on the net. You see Ducky there with another disruption to keep the ball out of TSV. It's like poke checking in hockey.
Yeah.
They're just knocking the ball out of every possession that TSV is trying to build, and the time is burning it down in the meantime. TSV just needs this to stay alive right now. They need at least a goal here for some pressure. The pre-jump almost going to be there, but coverage from Rizzy. It's going to be last man back, but what a shot from the midfield to get TSV on the board, and it's going to be a 2-goal deficit with 40 seconds.
Yeah, that's a no-nonsense take there. You have the option in that position. You can take that first touch, see what the defender does. They recognize they don't have time for that. They just need to put solid contact towards the net. They do get through here. Makes this a little bit more feasible, but again, error code, they don't really give up these buffers, and especially when they put shots on like that Flouncy, that may be the final dagger that they need to take this game and the series.
That is 4 powerful shots, 4 passes specifically for Aerocode, always facilitating those plays. Getting the ball to a teammate to the midfield has been what Aerocode has prided themselves on this entire game and this entire series, that is. And you see them just trying to work the ball to the midfield. It has been really fantastic ball movement this entire series, but oh my goodness, almost getting it past that 3rd man there for TSV, but time winding down. I don't know if it is possible here, but Aerocode has done it in 6 games. We can probably say pretty comfortably now that this one will go in the way of Aerocode after a beautiful game 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll pretend like we didn't see that.
Yeah, we'll just take everything else into account, but Aerocode, they played a wonderful game in each of the 4 wins, and making my co-caster look incredibly intelligent, even more intelligent than I believe that you are normally. You are a very intelligent person, but my oh my, got it on the money. Aerocode win it in 6.
I could not have been better. I'm proud of that one, folks. That's probably my first
Yeah.
ever correct prediction. But again, congratulations to Ericode on that one. As I was really scared of how the series was going to go after the first game, especially after that fifth game as well, as those were two very convincing wins for TSV. But again, Ericode just there to just sneak in the back end, poke the possessions out of the hands of TSV as they were trying to play aggressive, and turn it right back on their head and put it right in the back of the net in every single game following that. But it's a fantastic series for them, fantastic win, and much needed. Now they move on to the next round.
Yeah, absolutely excited to see what this squad does. I mean, they proved that they are a team that you do not want to doubt, you do not want to understate. You know, I believed in that game number one. I was feeling very confident in my prediction, but they quickly turned that around, and I'm very excited to see what they have in store. You can almost say very enthusiastic about what's to come. And chat, if you guys are enthusiastic about this type of games, about LOS champs in general, I have something for you. The Enthusiast package here for LOS. It enables you to do a ton of things. $20 for the year, $2 a month. You can get exclusive collectibles. You can get expanded trophy space. You get different titles, and you get different nameplates and the hero image as well. Anytime we do any upgrades, you're going to get first dibs on that. So make sure, if this is something that you are at all interested in, make sure you sign up for the Enthusiast membership.
Yeah, and specifically with that, you are a part of a very select group of subscribers to that package. As you get first, like Cobra said, you get first-hand, first dibs, first knowledge of new updates to come for the LOS Champs League, and you also get to be a tester of the new features as well. But just one thing to keep in mind, and this one is just, this is playoff time, so your chances for being an enthusiast are still there. I mean, it's not like, oh, it's the end of the season, the time's running out, but there's still always time to be an enthusiast of the game. Why not be that time now, especially in the playoffs, the most exciting part? But again, congratulations to Ericode for getting it done in 6. They will play the winner of the 2-seed Aura against the 10-seed Renewal Storm next week. They have guaranteed a top 4 position in Tier 3.
All right, awesome. Well, I believe, are we going to get into our next match right away? Should we start talking about the next match, or should we
Let's do
take
that.
a break? All right, so we are going to take a very quick break here, but make sure you stick around. It is No Toxicity going up against RCG Crusaders coming up next.